The city of Newark, New Jersey was founded in 1666 by colonists looking to set up a Puritan theocracy. Newark's industrial boom became in the early to mid 1800s when it was known for its leather factories and breweries. The Great Depression brought in the start of Newark's urban flight, and manufacturers steadily left the city, taking their jobs with them. By the 1960s, Newark was a poor urban center, surrounded but disconnected from its middle-class suburbs. In 1967, racial tensions between the black community and most of the white Newark police force led to disastrous riots, which ended in 26 deaths, 1,100 wounded, and $10 million worth of property damage. Also, the riots left behind a poor and polarized minority communities. Conscience. When looking at cities such as Newark, it is easy to see how globalization has affected the area. What used to be a city comprised of the middle class has been abandoned by companies due to its bad reputation and unwillingness to try and help. If large corporations challenge themselves to try and help the city of Newark, I believe that we could profound impacts on the city and restore it to its former glory. By the mid to 20th century, 1 in every 6 working Americans in Detroit was employed directly or indirectly by the automobile industry. The auto industry consumed vast amounts of steel, glass, copper, and plastic, fueling the rise of the auto-related industries in and around the city. The auto industry began to decentralize its production, building new plants in suburban greenfields and small towns of upper Midwest. The Motor City was nearly completely abandoned by all, along with the population. Job opportunity continues to shrink, and Detroit is the largest city ever to declare bankruptcy. Proven by various cities which were mentioned, the aftermath of globalization can be devastating. If these horrific results are taken into account beforehand, I believe that they could be resolved. As the ideals of the middle state, one must consider the consequences before one takes action. By doing so, this could not only help us as a country, but help us as a people. The core of what Aristotle believed was simple. An action is only as good as the amount of people it is helping. Aristotle points out how good decisions should only be based on how it affects others. Based on the research, it is evident that most amount of people are hurt by globalization, providing how globalization is against the ethical perspective of how can we fix this for the future. In order to combat the effects of globalization, businesses need to care. They need to understand their actions directly affect the lives of employees and take that into careful consideration. If they do not, we put ourselves at risk of harming further generations.
Created using Powtoon.